The world's holiest podcast.
Hey, welcome back to On God, the world's best podcast. I'm here with Skyler Higley,
Hello.
comedian, writer, podcaster. How long have you been in LA for?
2 years as of this month.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're relatively new. Where'd you
Pretty
move
new.
from?
Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like Chicago?
I love Chicago. I think it's the best city in the world.
God damn, did you start stand-up there?
I did.
I'm so jealous of you.
What? Have you been?
I went to school. I went to Wheaton College.
Okay.
Do you know what Wheaton is?
No. I don't know Wheaton College.
Wheaton is like 40 minutes from Chicago. It's a really conservative private Christian college.
Got you.
But
okay.
I know Chicago has like famously a really great comedy scene, and it's like apparently a very great place to start.
Right. Well, that you were saying off mic that everybody was it says your last name as LaGrange, and I was like, yeah, probably like around Chicago, Illinois area, you're gonna get a lot of LaGranges because there's a LaGrange, Illinois.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that
that's
makes
probably why you got that.
sense. Yeah, I did get that a lot in college.
Exactly.
But yeah, I get it here too. People say LaGrange all the time. I wish I went by LaGrande.
That would be cool.
That would be better.
You could do that now, or maybe that could be like a drag persona.
Yes. My handle is Matt LeGrand was taken, so I just switched the L and the E, so it's Mattel Grande,
Beautiful.
which is kind of like Big Barbie,
No, totally.
like Mattel.
Like Mattel.
Yeah.
I think
Which I kind of like, but it was unintentional. But people think it's pronounced Mattel Grande,
Mattel Grande.
which is great.
I don't know. It's
That
pretty
is a
cool.
good drag
It's
name.
pretty chic.
Mattel Grande.
Yeah.
I like
Consider
it.
Consider it.
Skyler Higley.
Not
Where-
a good drag name.
Not a great.
Not great at all.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Sky Higgs. No.
Nope.
Highly Sky.
That's something.
Sky High.
That's a movie.
That is. I saw it in theaters.
Was there a theatrical release? I feel like I
Yes,
just saw it on
there.
Disney
I
Channel.
definitely saw it in theaters.
I feel like
Cousin
I only saw
Greg
it.
from Succession is in it.
He is?
Yeah,
Cousin Greg
he's
was
been around for a long time.
Damn. Who was he in it?
So, he played a nerd.
Right.
Shocker.
Yeah. Well, he is, yeah.
When you're 6'7" and skinny, you don't have a lot of options.
Right. You could either, unless you, I don't know, you could play a nerd or like a real fucking creep, you know?
I feel
a
like
cool
my
guy.
brain is saying that his skill was that he could stretch his body, but I think I'm just saying
I
that
mean,
because
it's
he's
'cause
tall.
I don't think
It's like he was born with that skill.
Right.
Okay, so are you from Chicago?
No, I'm from Salt Lake City. Utah, baby.
You grew up Mormon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I-
You just said that just based on the Salt Lake City, or you knew that?
I did not know that.
No, yeah, Salt Lake City. I was grown up Mormon.
Do you watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
No. But people bring it up to me 100% of the time.
I don't watch it. I'm a bad gay. I should watch it. I've heard
is it like a requirement for y'all to watch it?
There's definitely a subsect. I feel like I'm out of the conversation, but like so many of the Real Housewives, they're like 20 seasons in,
Right.
and I'm like, where do I even start?
Yeah.
But Salt Lake City, I think, is only 5 seasons in, so it's like it is achievable,
You can get there.
and apparently it's the best one.
That's what everybody says. When people ask me if I watch Real Housewives, I'm like, nah, I'm straight. But I know a lot of people.
You say,
who-
nah, I'm straight.
I'm straight. So I'm a straight man, so I don't watch that, but I'm glad everybody's watching it.
You should defy the culture. It
I
would be
should.
great.
And it's Salt Lake City. But everybody tells me about Jen Shaw. Everybody talks to me about the lady who was dating her grandpa or whatever.
Mary.
See? And
Are there? It's funny. I'm assuming Salt Lake is a very white city
it is.
because there's a lot of black characters in Salt Lake City.
I
The
think,
Real Housewives.
I think that it's gotten more diverse for sure in the last, when did I leave? Like 2016. The last 10 years or so, like it has gotten more diverse. It's growing pretty rapidly.
yeah.
And it's not like I think as white as people assume,
Yeah.
but it is still very, very, very white.
People like my parents are missionaries. Whenever I say I grew up as a missionary, people always assume I'm
it's
Mormon.
Mormon. Yeah.
I don't know if that's because of the Book of Mormon and that's like what popularized missionary culture.
Yeah, I think that people understood missionaries to be a thing before that as like either Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses,
Okay.
because those are the two that were like really making a run for it. I think especially in the 90s, 80s, 90s, whatever, early 2000s, that's when they were like really kind of blowing that up, I think.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what defined a lot of culture, like the understanding of it from like American culture.
Yeah, people get like they're like, wait, you're a Christian missionary? Like they don't even
Yeah,
know
but
that's a
the
thing.
Christian missionary is different because, like, your parents, I'm assuming, were like actually kind of like doing shit. Like Mormons specifically are like knocking on doors, being like, "Hey, convert to Mormonism." Where I feel like a lot of Christian missionaries are like, "We're gonna build a school, and then also when you come into the school, we're gonna talk to you about
Definitely,
Christianity." Is it
everyone
like that?
had other jobs outside of being a missionary, and that was like
Right.
the covert operation. But also, where I grew up in Indonesia, it was illegal to be a missionary, so you had to
Oh,
have a cover. You're like a secret agent.
yeah. So it's like that.
But yeah, I remember there was one Mormon family, and I was like, oh, they're going to hell. Like they're like not. Like they're like that's weird that they're doing the God thing, but then they're not even gonna make it.
Right. That was so interesting too, because I would hear that like growing up, that like, because Mormons, what we would do a lot of is like taking that and being like, there's so much anti-Mormon stuff, because like Mormons, somewhat famously started out in New York, got chased out of New York into Illinois, and I think it went Illinois, then Mississippi, and then I believe like that was when they started migrating across, and then got chased out to the west, where they settled in Utah and just took a spot in Mexico, and were like, this is our place now, and this is God's promised land or whatever. So Mormons really have a victim narrative of being like, anti-Mormons are everywhere, all the Christians want us to go to hell, da 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 da. And it is really true. I feel like Mormons are like, Christians are like, that's gross and bad.
I think because of polygamy,
Sure.
that's like the big thing.
Sure.
But I guess I don't know. I didn't really like. I didn't even realize that they didn't start in Salt Lake City.
No, well, they.
But
are-
were they kicked out of those places because of polygamy?
Yes, a
I
couple
feel like
of them.
Tennessee would have embraced that.
It's surprising,
They would have
right?
just embraced incest.
Because it's like a lot of it was just like, oh, everybody was like getting child brides, and they were like, oh, like that's weird, but it's like it feels like people would have been into that back in that time. They were chased out of, I don't think, New York because of polygamy. I don't remember, but it was mostly the polygamy stuff.
But also back then, I feel like there were just communities that were not like well accepted. Like if you were Italian in New York, it was
Right.
like get the fuck out of here. Or like Irish were like
Right.
oppressed back then. So like if you were Mormon, if you were something other than like
Yeah.
I don't know, Irish or English, they're
Right.
like get the fuck out.
There was definitely like a tier ranking of whites. Like you could be like regular white, but then there's like Irish, and then there's like Italian, and then like Mormon, and then they'd be like, you don't get to be white.
Is there black Mormon culture?
Not really. I mean, here's what I'll say. There is, but it's so specifically non-black because of like all the ways that, I don't know if you're aware of like all the racial
My
ideology.
yeah,
of
yeah.
the
My
early
understanding
Mormonism.
of Mormonism is that I mean I don't have a huge to be honest, I know very little about Mormonism other than the stereotypes. But my perception is like being black and a Mormon is like an oxymoron.
Yeah. So it is essentially
Because there are roots in white supremacy within Mormonism.
Total. Oh, I mean,
Am I wrong?
no, you're right. It's not only white supremacy, but like straight up colonialism. Because if you like look at the Mormon narrative and everything that happened, they get chased around from religious repression, they get kicked out, they go to somewhere else, they go, this is our place that God promised us, even though there are already brown people there, they colonized that, killed the people there. It very much mirrors the American story. Like that is what happened with the English settlers and the Pilgrims that came over to America.
Right.
And that is like what happened with the Mormons. They go and they're like, oh, well, this is our place now. And it's like, well, this is kind of already somebody's place. And then they established a state of Deseret. And then they were like, well, this is promised to us, manifest destiny, religious promise of God says you can have this place and it's good that you're white and all that kind of stuff. But they had a lot of ideologies that were like straight up, like Brigham Young was like a huge racist. And they were like, black people were in the war in heaven between God and Satan, pre-earth life. The people who were black were like the people who wouldn't decide, like they were like in the middle, so that God cursed them with black skin. You know, there's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was like they were
Where do they think that curse stemmed from?
like it was like kind of like the descendant of Cain. You know, Cain and Abel. You were
Yeah, of
Christians,
course.
You know, the Cain was like the one who murdered Abel, and they were like, oh, God cursed him with black skin, and everybody who's black is a descendant of him. Like, because he committed a crime. He must have been the black one, the one killing black.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's-
I don't know if you've heard this before.
Yeah, hit me.
Do you know Ham, Shem, and Japheth?
No. I
The
don't know that
descendants of Noah.
Okay.
Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
Gotcha. Oh, Ham. Wait, descendants of Ham. Wait, that's also, he gets cursed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was wondering if you meant Ham instead of Cain.
No, I mean,
But maybe they did both of the curses.
I think there are, like, it's both.
For some
you know
reason,
what I
they're
mean?
trying to push a narrative of if you're cursed, that's why you're black.
Yeah, it's like, it's a curse. We don't know where it came from, but somebody's cursing it because
I was taught that, so Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
Yeah.
And, you know, Noah's family was preserved from the flood when, like, everything got restarted. So after the flood, Noah's with his sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Noah gets really drunk, and it's pretty obscure what is going on, but it sounds like they were all drinking and partying, and, like, Noah's kind of, like, acting a fool.
Okay.
And this is their father. And Ham found his dad naked and was, like, laughing at him. And the other 2 brothers, Shem and Japheth, grabbed a blanket and covered up their dad and put him to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And when Noah found out what happened, Ham's descendants were cursed. And, like,
It's such a such a small thing to get your entire bloodline cursed for.
it's kind of
You laugh at your dad one time, and every generation after is completely.
But that's how the
cursed.
Bible goes, though.
That is so
right?
true.
You know, it's like this one person made a I mean, Eve ate an apple, and they're
Right.
like, y'all are going to hell.
You're going to hell, Eve.
Or y'all are naked.
Yeah, they
So-
were strict back then. I'll say that in the Bible they were strict. You can't come on the ground. If you spill your seed on the ground, hell.
Yeah, for sure. Although it's like I think, you know, that's why I feel like it's such storytelling.
Right.
It's like feels like fables.
Yeah.
You know, the way that it's presented. It's like this person did this thing, and that's why every generation of someone is like this.
Right. Well, I think there's like
And that's where cheese comes from. You know?
Yeah. They were like, it is like that mythological thing of like, you see the values of the culture at the time, and it is that mix of like this storytelling element of being like, we're trying to illustrate this lesson of this is what's against culture at this time through these like exaggerations. And then there's that plus all the translations that end up happening, and then it gets written down, and then it's like, okay, so this is still representative of what we want from the culture, but we're like also being so extreme about it that then it becomes like an insane story where it's like, yeah, he laughed at his dad and then he was cursed forever, where you're like, is that no way that really is like what you were saying, that never laugh at your dad for being crazy and you're gonna curse the entire generation? And they were just like, yep. Yeah, that's the consequences are extreme.
Yeah, it feels like they're working backwards and telling a story, because I know with like Ham, Shem, and Japheth, it's like the way that the story is told is like his descendants, like Ham went west, or like Shem went west, Japheth went east, and Ham went south. And so that's why Africa is Ham.
Right.
And that's like when I was told, and they were like, and that's why Africa is suffering because of what.
Because of Ham. Ham shouldn't have laughed at his naked ass dad. But Noah shouldn't have been acting like that. Why
No-
was it okay
Noah-
for Noah to be acting like that?
Noah's acting like a damn fool.
He was acting a damn fool, and Ham was like, this nigga be a damn fool. And then they were like, wait, what? You
and
know
they're like,
what?
Ham said the N-word.
Yeah,
He's black now.
Black. Ham was doing Wild and Out, and he established the first Wild and Out ever. He was clowning his dad. He said, this man's so naked, I can see his ass cheek, you know. And then they were like, you know what, Ham?
And they're like,
You're black.
you will create Nick Cannon.
Maybe that is what it is. He was the first roaster, so then they decided he was gonna be
They're
black.
like, damn, you are good at this shit.
Ham, son. He had his whole thing. God ham it. He had a catchphrase
Yeah.
like hamburger. You remember that comedian? You remember Hamburger?
Hamburger?
Hamburger. You know that comedian?
No.
You gotta
Neil
look it up.
Hamburger?
No. It's
Oh,
not
just
Neil.
Hamburger.
It's Def Jam era, back when everybody had a catchphrase. Hamburger.
Gotcha.
I think he's wearing a cowboy hat. That might be wrong, but he would say hamburger, which was his like name instead of God damn it. So he would like deliver a punchline and be like hamburger. It's so funny to watch. It's so like what are you doing?
It's so sad because that's like literally that would have killed on Kill Tony. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like it's like an insane
Like there's that one comic like Timmy No Breaks, or do you know what I'm talking about?
no.
He got so famous from Kill Tony, but he like tells a joke that's like nonsensical, like women don't want to be having sex with me because I'm too good at sex, and I say, that's what's up, bitch. And like that's his catchphrase, bitch. And it's like very like old school, like Andrew Dice Clay, and it's like
Yeah.
On some level it seems like meta because he's doing a character, but then you're like, oh, this is actually just like this person is just that's what they do.
Right. It's sort of valueless beyond the caricature of what it is. It's not really making a commentary on anything. You're just presenting an artifice of like making fun of this.
And that's their thing.
And you're like, okay, that's
and
cool.
honestly, branding, and they're doing it right, and I'm
Yeah.
doing it wrong. I need to find my hamburger.
You have to find your hamburger. You gotta get hey, that's Le Grande. That you know what you should say? You should after every punchline you should go, and that's a Le Grande.
And that's why I'm Le Grande. Yeah. Yeah, I ate ass yesterday, and that's why I'm Le Grande.
There you go.
Hey!
Oh, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that's my new thing. Did you, your parents are both practicing Mormons?
So it's sort of a long story, but my adopted parents, because I'm adopted, the whole way this whole thing works.
You're adopted.
I'm adopted by whites.
Your parents are white.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you need to sit with that for a second?
No, there's just a lot to unpack, but I'll just let you start.
I know, brother. I know there's a lot to unpack. Why do you think I started a podcast too,
Do
man?
you feel like I feel annoyed with my backstory because it's like it's a conversation killer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how long am I gonna do this spiel for?
Yeah.
Do you talk about it on stage a lot?
I talk about it on stage a lot.
Are you still talking about it on stage?
Yes, and I am getting a little tired of it, but I also feel like I have to keep bringing it up so that when I get on stage and I'm talking to people and people, like, I miss a lot of cultural references that I should know from being black, and then people are like, wow, what's going on? And then I have to explain the whole... So I feel like I have to keep re-explaining it, but me personally, I am tired of it. But then I'm like, I don't know what to do because I'm stuck as this, and it's like all on the surface, but then I'm like, I am really tired of being like, okay, so like I was adopted, and then my adopted parents were Mormon, and that's so I grew up Mormon, and then my adopted parents they got divorced, and I don't really talk to my dad, and I have a relationship with my mom, and she's not Mormon anymore, and I'm like, I have said that so many times, I like don't like saying it, but like not everybody knows that, so I have to keep saying it. It's like if you know. But
you have your type 5 where you have the jokes
for sure.
about.
Oh, for sure. It's like, yeah, it's readily available.
I mean, I have that fucking. I wonder about reworking it or like coming at it from a different angle. But I definitely have that where it's like, I was born in Indonesia. I was super Christian for a long time. My parents were missionaries. I'm no longer like, I left the Christian church. Like, I'm gay now. But also, I believe in God, and this stuff is confusing. And now I have a good relationship with my parents, but I cut them off for a little while. And it's like, okay, do I have... But, like, also, I lived in Indonesia for 17 years, so there's, like, a lot of cultural references that, like, I blend in. I look normal. I don't have an accent, but it's like I moved to the States when I was 17.
Yeah. Oh, so you really just missed a lot of stuff. So it is really similar. Like, I also feel... Well...
Somewhat.
I think it's similar...
You know, I was, like... all my friends were Asian growing up.
Right.
You know?
So it is really similar in a way. Like, I think that it's like you also are like you came from a completely different place. It wasn't homogenous, and you were, or it was homogenous, but you were not part of it. Like, I feel like I had a similar thing. I will say, like, Indonesia is a little bit cooler than Salt Lake City as far as how it sounds when you tell people.
You would think so, but it really shuts down conversation.
Why is that?
It sucks. Like, where are you from? And people are like, Ohio, Michigan. And then I'm like, Indonesia. And then people are just like, so Ohio. you know, and they
Who
like.
are you talking to? That would fascinate me. I'd be like, why?
I think it's
like
because
digging in.
there's not like where do you go from there, and people like also I think I come off as very sarcastic, so people like think that maybe I'm joking.
Yeah.
But it's like there's so much to unpack there where it's like, are we gonna have a 30-minute conversation? And I've been when I don't wanna engage, like I've been at parties and people are like, where are you from? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm from LA. Or like
just
Chicago.
Lie. Yeah.
Or like my parents moved to Maryland. I have no connection to Maryland, but I'll be like, yeah, my parent. Or I'll twist the question, like lie by omission. They'll be like, where are you from? And I'll be like, yeah, my parents they live in Maryland.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And
that's
then people,
interesting.
you know, I kind of.
If people are interested
Trick it.
enough to actually dig in, I would immediately flag that. I'd be like, why did you say it like that? But I also feel like a lot of people are like, you know, it is when. Are you asking because you're genuinely interested, or are you asking just to be making conversation? Because I can change the answer based on what people are saying. Because sometimes if people are like, I lived in Chicago for like 8 years, some people are like, are you from Chicago? I'll be like, yes, I don't want to talk about it.
Totally.
I'm like,
There you go.
Because if Salt Lake City like opens up a whole can of like, what's going on, you know?
Have you met your birth parents?
I met my birth dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was that?
I mean, honestly, like growing up, like during when I think we first made contact when I was 6 years old, because he had not known that I was even born, so he wasn't even aware at all. And then so like we got on the phone for like the
when
first
you were
time
6.
when I was 6. I don't really remember.
So your
it.
parents were like active in that process.
They were.
That's cool.
Yeah, to a degree, and we have maintained like a pretty good relationship since then. It's getting better and better. I still don't think I'm like the best son to like anybody. Like I'm not good at staying in contact. I'm not good at like
I'm not either.
communicating. It's really tough, especially when you've like experienced a trauma where you're like, I've cut people off. It's hard to take the step to remember to be present in those relationships and like keep working on them. Even people who like I would say my birth dad hasn't done anything to significantly piss me off ever, you know?
Yeah.
And I still, now I'm so much better at it, but I used to have like a lot of like anxiety about even like speaking to him for any reason, because it'd just be like, I don't know, just scary to be in have an intimacy with like a familial person.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah. Same situation, by the way. I don't talk to my siblings enough.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 brothers that they're biological brothers, but they're both adopted. So they're both adopted into like my adoptive family.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Are they black?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's 3 boys. That's it.
Yep.
And all black.
Yeah.
White parents.
Yes.
The 2 brothers are biological siblings.
Mm-hmm.
What's the age difference?
I am 8 years older than the other 2, so they're
in a different world.
22 and 20 or 21, 20 right now, I think, or 21 and 22. I don't remember.
And you're 30, 29.
I'm 29.
Okay, so but 8 years is like a significant. I mean, they're in a different.
Totally.
They're in a different sphere.
Yeah.
I have 4 siblings, but like I think because there's so many of us, there's 5 of us kids. Like I'm like envious of families who only have 2 kids, because it's like a lot less to keep track of.
Yeah.
But like with 4 people, just things fall through the cracks, and then it's like who's talking to who, and also like my parents are always distracted with other things. I mean, but I'll go months without talking to my parents.
Oh yeah, me too.
You know, people who talk to their mom and dad every day.
Yes.
And I'm like that. I don't have that relationship.
I know, like even like my partner talks to their parents like a good
Is your
amount.
partner a girl?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why?
It's really cool that you call them your partner.
Well, because it's, you know,
I'm just kidding. I don't
she-they
care.
situation. We have,
Okay.
you know,
Gotcha.
we try to be respectful of the pronouns and stuff, and I try not to like do the one that my brain is comfortable with so much, because not to be like a straight cis oppressor kind of guy.
Gotcha.
But like I also don't I don't know. People go like, why?
No. There's so many fully straight couples, cis straight couples who call their girlfriend their partner.
Right. And
it's
I don't
so
know.
hard to tell these days, though.
I don't
So when
know
people say
what the
partner,
right
I'm like,
words
what?
are.
Okay.
I don't really, and I also personally like don't even care that much. I'm like, whatever other people want me to say, I'll say it. What was I gonna say? Oh, but yeah, she talks to her parents like all the time, and I'm like, why? like I guess why, but like, if she misses a call like a couple times or like doesn't talk to them like enough in a week or every couple weeks, like they start to get annoyed and mad and like and she'll get stressed out about it, and then I'm like, yeah, I haven't talked to my mom, who I have a good relationship with, for a couple months, and I'm just like, if they want to talk to me, I'm like, well, you're gonna have to wait because I'm busy, like it's
Her parents will say that?
no, I say that to my parents.
Oh, okay,
You
okay.
know, like it's really, I don't get the people who are like talking to their parents a lot.
We have like monthly check-ins, kind of.
Yeah.
It's not.
And I want it to be better. I
I
do
do
want to be
too.
better because it is on
I have a lot of
me.
guilt about being a bad son.
Yes. Well, do you think about this? This is like a very vulnerable thing to say, but I have a lot of guilt about it. I also think a lot about how they're going to die someday, and it could be at any time.
I think
And
about that. Recently, I've thought about that a lot more, and it's like, oh, I'm actually going to miss this. I almost have a fallback in my mind where it's like, well, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
then it's really like, you'd think that would motivate me to talk more, but it doesn't. I'm like, and they're going to die, and I'm sitting there being like, I can't believe they're gonna die, and then like I don't call them enough, and then I just like still won't call them. It's like so crazy.
Yeah, I usually late at night, and I've texted my mom this, but sometimes late at night I will like
Text her like, "Hey, you're gonna die. Sorry."
No. Late at night, like sometimes I'll cry.
Oh my god.
Because I like, I've been through a lot with my parents, and I went through phases of like really resenting them,
Sure.
especially for the gay shit or the Christianity stuff. And then like we've really come full circle, and like I love them, and they definitely love me, even though they think I'm going to hell.
Oh, it's still
but
that way.
there still is that qualification, but that's just based on what they believe. And they're like, we really like.
I wish I didn't believe you were going to hell.
Totally.
Unfortunately, you are. But I
I've
wish
asked
I
my
didn't
dad
think
point
that.
blank, and he was like, "Yeah, I really want you in heaven. I really I like you a lot."
Listen, when I get to heaven, I'm gonna talk to whoever I can talk to. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm
Yeah.
gonna see what I can do, but
they're
for
just like, based
now-
on what we know. Yeah, I think so.
we'll figure it out when we get there. We
But
will check.
Sometimes at night, I'll think about my parents, and I'll be like, "Wow, like they really did they really did their best." And I'll have like
Right.
some fond memories of like being a kid and being like, "Damn, they really did like put out a lot of love for me." And then the next day my day's busy and whatever.
Right.
But I will send them a text maybe and be like, "Hey, I'm just thinking about you, love you."
Yeah, I can get there.
You don't talk to your adopted dad.
I don't talk to my doctor dad at all. Yeah, he can, I don't give a shit what happens to him. But with my mom, I can get there and text her and be like, hey, you like did your best. Like, I have a lot of empathy for this woman because she grew up in Mormon culture. She was like 21 when she got married. She adopted a kid at 23, I believe. And it's just
Damn.
like,
That's so young.
it's so young, and you were just doing what you thought you were supposed to be doing. It was like the early 90s, and you were deeply, deeply Mormon, and it's like she's come so far since then that it's like,
She's not Mormon anymore.
no.
That's so interesting to watch your parent have like a total life change like that.
Yeah.
So she's still figuring her shit out.
She's still figuring her shit out for sure, and she was definitely doing it like while we were growing up, and I know she feels a lot of guilt for like the way everything happened and the way we grew up.
How
and
old
all
were you
this.
when they got divorced?
9.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
How old were your siblings?
So we had just adopted my youngest brother, like just finished right when everything was really going to shit. So shit was crazy.
So there was a newborn
Yeah. It was nuts.
and they were getting divorced.
It was nuts. It was like we were really concerned as a family that that they would like take him back because like the family situation was
It
falling
wasn't
apart.
stable.
Which it was totally believable that would happen, and so it was just it was a tricky situation.
Did they live in the same city after they were divorced?
Yeah, still same city, like broadly, like
Co-parenting.
other part of Salt Lake, but it wasn't like it wasn't a good situation. Like it wasn't amicable. I don't think my dad is like that good of a guy.
Can I ask why they got divorced?
Yeah, cheating.
Okay.
Cheating. I mean, cheating is like the extent of like the bad part of it, but it's also
Yeah.
just like he wasn't a good husband. He's just like behaving in a way
Hard
that
to be a good husband when you're cheating.
I mean, it's true, but you can also like have that thing of like, being a for all intents and purposes otherwise like a
Yeah.
good person and kind of present,
yeah.
but still have this other thing. But this was just sort of like, even if there wasn't cheating involved, it's still just like, you're yelling at this lady all the time for not good reasons.
God.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I would say I would categorize it as an abusive relationship for sure.
Okay.
And so then it's just like,
You're happy they got
yeah,
divorced.
oh, so happy. I think it's the best thing ever. And I also think that like me cutting him off was like one of the best things I ever did. When I was like 15, I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I think I had this thing when I was
You cut your dad off when you were 15?
Yes, because there was this moment where I was like, dog, like every single time I talk to you, having you in my life only makes it worse and makes me feel stressed and sad. So I think I just don't need to have you in my life, and I think I will be happier. And that is what happened.
I think it's cool that you had so much clarity at 15.
I mean, it was just real. Like, it was just like, where are all my problems and trauma stemming from right now? Oh, it's like this one person. I used to have, when I was like a teenager, like really bad, like anger, like freakouts, like on him specifically, because he would say something shitty to my mom. And like, to blame her a little bit, and this is getting very vulnerable, but like she was like letting this stuff out like in front of me, and like I could see like what he would say to her and stuff like that. And then I would like call him and I'd be like blackout angry, just like screaming at him. And then I'd be like, what am I doing? Like, I've never been that angry in my life since then, but it's also just like, why am I living in this? Like, I shouldn't be this way. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna not be, this person's not gonna be in my life ever again, and has not been.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were like the common Mormon practices that you grew up with?
Um,
I guess I also want to know, like,
in what
when your
way?
parents got divorced, like, did your mom stop being Mormon right away?
no, that was after me, and so I stopped being Mormon because I was kind of like, I think this is bullshit. Like, just
And
getting-
how old was that?
like 15 to 17, and then I kind of faked it for like a couple years.
Was there ever a time in the first 15 years where you were like, this is real?
Oh, I was so hardcore into it. I don't know if you were super Christian, but I was super.
Practicing missionary super Christian until I was 20.
Yeah, I was really hardcore into it. I really thought that like I believed in it. It just like the logic of it didn't make sense.
What
and-
is the I'm like so ignorant. What is the core beliefs of Mormonism?
Oh, sure. Let me break it all down because I feel like we've been talking around it, but not like getting to it.
Who is there's Jesus?
There's so Jesus. There's extra Jesus. That's sort of what it is. The way I explain it in my stand-up is like Mormonism is kind of like a spin-off from the Bible. Like Mormonism is sort of like the spin-off that nobody wanted. Like the Bible is Friends and the Book of Mormon is that show Joey. And people are like, who the fuck would watch Joey? It's just like a small group of weirdos.
I famously only watched Joey and I didn't see Friends. I don't know why. I found like the DVD box set of Joey and I watched all of it.
You watched Joey?
And I've never seen Friends. It was
So
so,
you're like-
bad.
You're like a Mormon, basically.
Yeah.
So it's basically like the Bible all happens. Joseph Smith says when he's 14, he goes into the woods, he finds these or he prays. Does he find the golden plates first or does he pray? He prays in the woods is what he says. And then that God and everybody appears to him. God and his son, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
And appears to him and says like, I'm gonna have you start your own religion, because he was praying about which religion should he join. And then he's like, none of these are right, you're gonna start one. And then like a couple years later, like he keeps praying, angels appear to him, blah blah blah. A couple years later, he gets a little older, he goes back into the woods to pray, he finds golden plates. An angel takes him out, finds golden plates. These are the plates of are they Moroni plates or the plates of whatever. It's weird that I don't remember this stuff that well. Like I should remember it, but I think it's trauma based, so I don't remember it that well.
It's been a long time.
It's been a minute. And so
Is this in the Book of Mormon?
no, that's like the story of the Book of Mormon. So the story of the Book of Mormon is that like there's basically like a group of people in like around Jerusalem. One of the times that some shit was going down and it was gonna get destroyed, this guy Lehi has a vision that it's gonna get destroyed, and God comes to him and goes, take you and your son Nephi and his brothers, whose names I forget. One of them's evil. Laman and Lemuel are like bad ones. And there's like 2 good brothers, 2 bad brothers, whatever. He takes them. They go out into the desert. They wander in the desert for a while. Things kind of start to happen. Then they get into these basically like NyQuil caplets and go across the sea. Then they're in what we know to be America. And then they start cultures.
What was the NyQuil caplets?
It's like a boat. They just like get in boats. It's like very much like what Joseph Smith did in coming up with the Book of Mormon is he kind of just mirrored a lot of different Bible stories and said that these were all in the golden plates before, but he just kind of took stuff and then like kind of changed sort of the details of stuff so that there will be a lot of different Book of Mormon stories that are like very similar to Bible stories, such as like they have to get into a boat and they got to do this stuff because he's kind of just like remixing a lot of Bible stuff. And he takes a lot of stuff from the Bible and then makes specific interpretations of it and then puts that in the Book of Mormon, such as like when Jesus says in the Bible at some point he says there's like others of my flock I must feed or something like that, then that is interpreted to being like in the Book of Mormon there's a moment where like, you know, Jesus ascends to heaven after he's crucified and comes back. In the Book of Mormon, there's a moment where Jesus comes down from heaven, lands in America, and he's like, hey, what's up? I'm Jesus. You know, I'm the savior, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to administer to you, and then leaves. So it's just kind of like...
It's like the B-sides.
It's the B-side of the Bible, basically.
Yeah. For fans of the Bible, here's like the fan fiction version.
100%.
It's like, oh, when he went up for those 3 days or whatever, then like...
Yeah.
Or however long it was, I don't remember. I should. But yeah, he went to America.
He went to America. That's like sort of the whole premise of it is I have called it Bible fan fiction, like the original version of just like, and this is the other part of it. And so that is essentially the belief system. And then there's sort of like a specific cosmology of like, you know, it's not heaven and hell. What mainstream Christians understand to be heaven and hell is just sort of like this one judgment phase where there's like spirit paradise and spirit prison, and then after people are in that for a while there's final judgment, and then everybody gets sorted into these like celestial kingdom, terrestrial kingdom, and telestial kingdom, where it's like levels of heaven basically.
So when you die you're either put into the good one or the bad one, and then
basically,
once you're in the good one they decide what level of good one you go to?
Even when you're in the bad one, they decide which level after that. It's just like bad one's like serving a prison sentence, basically. And
so
then
you could theoretically go to the bad one, but then rise up to the highest good one?
Yes, if and only if you accept all of the like rules of like, you know, you accept being baptized into Mormonism and you get to do all of the Mormon stuff and then start ascending after that point, because
which you would do after you die.
So Mormons do this thing called baptism for the dead, where it's like people who never would have gotten the opportunity to be baptized into Mormonism or know about it. Yep. They like take that person's name and then somebody goes into the Mormon temple on behalf of somebody else. They get baptized, and then it's said that that person's soul, wherever it is allowed to either accept or deny like being baptized and getting the opportunity to then be involved.
But you
in,
need
like,
someone on
Mormonism.
earth to do that for them?
Yeah.
So if you die and you didn't get to hear the Mormon story and you're in hell, you kind of are waiting for like someone else on earth to maybe hit you up?
Yes, basically. And that's why they think it's so important that you do these baptisms.
Is that a special day?
No, it happens year round. There's people doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
And stuff. Like,
it's
people
constant.
do it all the time. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people.
Yes. And it's gotten controversial because people have done it for like Anne Frank and stuff. And then people are like, I don't know if you should be allowed to do that.
I feel like it's fair game.
It's just like people who are dead. They're like, she
but
died.
People feel
she's
protective
Jewish.
over her.
Yeah, it's like, well, she died because of a specific reason. So to be like, yeah, now she can be Mormon. It's kind of like that's.
But then she still has the freedom to accept or reject it.
Yeah, but people don't really know that.
Okay.
People just hear they're
like
baptizing Anne Frank, and they're
gotcha.
what are you talking about?
In reality, they're giving her the choice.
Right.
But from like an
Well,
outsider
in reality,
perspective-
nothing is happening.
from an outsider perspective, like they could do that for Hitler too.
Yeah, and I think they try to do that. They'll do that with certain people that are like, I don't know, like I don't know all the people. I'm sure there's a list that could be looked up, but it's just like people who are.
Was there like a special ceremony day for Anne Frank?
No,
It was just
I think
brought up
it's-
at some
I
point?
think it just happened at one point. I don't remember when. I just remember
That
it
would
being
be
a
such an
controversy.
interesting other fan fiction novel.
It's
is
just
Anne Frank
Anne
deciding
Frank-
whether or not in her afterlife
yeah,
if she
she's
wants
in
to
heaven,
be Mormon.
and then she gets some kind of heaven letter, and then
she's like, "Do I want
like,
this?"
yeah,
She gets the Hogwarts letter from
exactly.
Mormonism.
and then people still need to be like administered to. It's really a convoluted religion getting into all of it because it is like they say that there's missionaries in heaven because heaven's really big because a lot of people have died and not everybody has heard the word in heaven or hell or whatever. Like people still don't. You just go somewhere. Like nothing fundamentally changes. So missionaries still need to come around. So it's like missionary work is very important to them. It's
Right.
like, it's a lot.
God,
It's
that's a lot
lot.
of pressure for after you die. You're like just getting started.
Right. There's like
I feel
three
like
more
with
phases.
Christianity, it's like
Boom.
like everything I'm doing here is supposed to be for the afterlife, and you're either fucked or you're in heaven.
Right.
And it seems like once you're in heaven, like everyone is on the same playing field.
Right.
Whereas with Mormonism, it's like, oh, you're just getting started.
Yes, but I will say that is something that when I was growing up and I was Mormon, that made a lot more sense at the time.
I mean, it definitely takes pressure off
yeah.
because also it doesn't put the pressure on you to figure it out now on Earth.
Right.
You have time when you
Right.
die.
I mean, you still do need like the only way to get to the like celestial kingdom and like when people talk about like you can get a planet in Mormonism, that's part of the thing. That's only for the people who have gotten into the celestial kingdom and the top heaven and have done all of this stuff.
do
And
you have to do that before you die?
that you don't have to do it before you die I think you do. I think you do actually. That one I don't know.
Okay.
But that is only you have to like have been baptized, taken the priesthood or gotten the priesthood, which is like, being like the Mormon sort of power of God that makes things happen. Like everything is manifested through the priesthood and that's like God power. And then also be like made in the temple and also do all these temple things. So it's like there's a long process and higher levels to it.
Did you ever? What's up with the underwear?
I did not wear it.
Is that a thing that most people do?
It is when you get to a certain age, either when you go on a mission or when you get married. Usually it's like when you're married for girls and for guys when you go on your mission or get to a certain point where you're getting the priesthood, that's when you are like given the underwear because you go through the temple and make like covenants with God and do
Okay.
the secret handshakes and all that kind of stuff. And then
Were you going to? Do you go to church on Sunday in Mormonism?
every Sunday.
Okay, and you were going to church.
Yeah, I was
and you
going
were
to church.
active.
I was active. I was active for a long time. I would go to
Okay.
church and
But around 15 was when you were like, I'm done with this.
yeah, I was sort of bullshitting my way through church after 15 because I was like, this just does not make sense. This is not.
And were you okay with that?
I was not.
Like, was there a hard reckoning?
It was a little bit of a hard reckoning. I remember I had a phase where I was really trying to believe it because I just didn't at a certain point. And like there was, to his credit, there was a youth leader at my church that was really like going through it with me and was like, let's just read the Book of Mormon and let's like get into it and let's like talk about all this stuff that you're feeling. And I was like, let's do it. And he was like, it's a lot of like a regimen of like praying a lot and reading the Book of Mormon a lot and pondering this stuff a lot. And I was just like, I was doing that. And the more I was pondering all the words of this book, the more I was just like, this just does not make sense. Like the idea of it is like, they always want you to just like pray and ask God and ask God for it to be like revealed to you that like this is true or the truth of this. But I'm like, as I was doing that more and more and I was like putting more and more of my soul into thinking about it, I was like, this is just so circular that you're like, I'm praying for confirmation that this is true because I want it to be true. So I want it to be revealed to me through like this avenue, which is like, that it doesn't make any sense in a real way. How am I going to ask the thing that says that it's true if it's true and to make me trust that it's true. I'm like, that's not how you verify something if somebody's lying to you.
Right.
So yeah, I did it, and then I was just like, yeah, I mean, this is just not real. And there was a reckoning with that. And then once I realized that, I just kind of faked, like, no, it's fine. And I just faked it for my community and family for a little bit until I was 18 and went to college and just didn't go to church again.
Where'd you go to college?
Utah State.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were not practicing there anymore.
Yeah, no, then I just didn't go to church, and I just didn't say anything to anybody. And then I was like, I had, roommates that were like, are you going to go this Sunday? And I was like, no, maybe next Sunday. And I did that for like 5 weeks in a row, and they stopped asking, and I just never went to church.
Do you believe in God now?
Yeah. Here's what I'll
Correct
say.
answer.
Here's what I'll say. I believe in hell now. I did not used to, when I went sort of atheist and stopped believing in like stuff, I was like, the first thing that was out was hell. But I see a lot of what's going on with, like, ICE and stuff. And I'm like, no, they're going to hell. You know what I mean? Like, they got to go to hell. I'm sorry. I believe in it now.
Yeah. You saw ice and you're like, hell's real.
Hell is real. Hell is real for these guys.
You got on Grindr, you're like, hell's real.
Yeah. Hell.
But
not hell.
do you? Okay, interesting. It's like there's got to be some type of punishment or condemnation for whatever the hell is going on.
That's what I feel in some ways. But I don't even believe in punishment that much. But just with.
There has to be some type of like reckoning for what you are doing.
The architects of this stuff and the people who get away with all of it. I think I'm like, oh, now I understand where the concept of hell came from, because many bad things happen that nobody took accountability for.
Right. I mean, it's kind of a karmic idea where it's just like, okay, you might have won this round, but for what you're doing, there's got to be some type of consequence.
There's got to be something.
Which is some peace of mind.
It's a little bit, yeah. I've felt peace from that. But like, as far as God is concerned, like, I used to be hella yes, then I was like hell no, and now I'm like, it depends on what we're talking about, man. It depends.
Do you pray at all?
Not really. Every once in a while. I mean, I do like really default to like trying to intentionally, like, I can get into magical thinking where I try to like think that I can will something to happen through some universal karmic energy, but I try not to always do that. But I think, I've experienced enough that's like weird and like understandable enough that I'm like, I do think there's a lot beyond what we can conceptualize.
Do you feel like you've had like spiritual experiences before?
Yeah, and they've all been on drugs, but yeah.
Is there anything in like, have you ever had a moment in like pop culture where you felt like a spiritual experience?
In pop culture? Oh, like at a concert or something?
Or like a movie you watched, or like a song you listened to, or like a TV show, and you like felt God?
Like, if something's like the closest I could think is like Everything Everywhere All at Once. I remember watching that movie and feeling really moved by it.
Yeah.
And that, I think, to what you're talking about, felt spiritual because it just really resonated at the time with like the choices that we make and who we become and all that kind of stuff, that I was like, yeah. So I think that's what good art does. And I think art and sort of creating things is sort of my best evidence for the idea of a God.
Okay. That's a succinct answer. Yeah. You had a spiritual experience with Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
It moved you.
It did.
That's good art.
It's good art.
And that's what my comedy does for people.
It is. And that's on LeGrand.
And that's on LeGrande.
LeGrande, that's what it is.
Do you have a shame of the week?
Shame of the week?
I feel like a lot of my comedy, when I talk about shit on stage, I like to think about like what brings me like the most shame. Is there something that is bringing me shame?
Oh. A shame of the week. Yes. This is dumb.
Great.
But I did have two different things that I was going to. One was going to be a show. One was like a holiday party that I just like completely forgot to do.
Both of them?
Both of them in one weekend. And I was like,
You bailed on the show.
I bailed on the show because I was doing something else, but I forgot that I had the show.
Yeah.
And then the holiday party, I was doing nothing that night, being like, man, I wish I had something to do tonight, and I forgot. And it's like friends that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Just completely forgot about both of them, and then I started feeling really guilty that I was like, I get so wrapped up in my own shit that I forget, like, to handle my life. You know what I mean? Like, I am just like clearly not thinking about some stuff that I want to be able to think about, and it makes me feel bad because I'm like, fucking get it together, dude. So that's my shame of the week.
You bailed on a show and on a holiday show.
Yeah, and a holiday party.
Okay. It's more of a regret.
Yeah, but it's still, I mean, I feel shame about it because it is like something that if I'm not,
Was it a
like,
good
on
show?
I think it was a show that somebody emailed me being like, hey, where are you? And then someone's like, are you still coming? And I looked and I was like, oh, fuck. I thought this was tomorrow.
Okay.
You know,
Could you have hopped in your car and gone?
or
Or did you see the email too late?
I saw it too late. It was,
Okay.
I was on the west side. It was on the east side. and I
Gotcha,
was like,
gotcha.
I'm not going to make it if I leave now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's my shame of the week, I guess.
yeah.
Sorry to Francesca, what's her last name, and the Ice House.
The Ice House.
Yeah. Florentine?
The Ice House is
Fiorentini.
far.
Yeah, Francesca Fiorentini. Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jordan's a huge fan of the show. I hope you get booked again.
Great.
The Ice House is. Do you perform there a lot?
No, that would have been my first time.
Oh, really?
That's also high fucks up because I also think that I should be like trying to get more stand up and get more on at places. 'Cause it's really hard in LA.
I feel
I
so
fuck up.
disconnected from the Ice House.
Yeah.
I don't even know how their booking system works.
I don't know anything.
I gotta look into it.
I don't know. Okay,
Okay, guys. This has been Skyler Higley.
Hi.
We'll see you in heaven.
See you in heaven.